Rising tensions in the South China Sea. The South China Sea has long been a region of intricate geopolitical conflicts, involving multiple nations with overlapping territorial claims. Recently, tensions have escalated, drawing global attention to the potential for significant international conflict. This body of water, crucial for global trade and rich in natural resources, has become a powder keg of national interests and regional power struggles. Japan, though geographically distant, finds itself intricately involved due to its strategic and economic interests. Japan's engagement in the South China Sea is driven not just by regional stability concerns, but also by the direct impact on its national security and economic prosperity. As a major global economic power, Japan relies heavily on the free and unimpeded flow of goods through this vital maritime corridor. The recent increase in aggressive posturing by China, with its sweeping claims over the sea, has prompted Japan to reassess its strategy and involvement in the region. The complexity of the South China Sea dispute features a tangled web of alliances and enmities. China's military buildup and its installation of military bases on various islands in the sea have alarmed neighboring countries and distant stakeholders like Japan. This military expansion not only threatens the sovereignty of nations like the Philippines and Vietnam, but also challenges international laws governing maritime rights and freedoms. Japan's strategic stakes in the South China Sea. Japan's strategic interests in the South China Sea are multifaceted and significant. Geopolitically, Japan sees the stability of this region as pivotal to its national security. The sea lanes in the South China Sea are crucial for Japan's energy imports. A large percentage of its oil and natural gas supplies sail through these waters from the Middle East and Africa. Any disruption in these waters could have immediate and severe consequences for Japan's energy security. Furthermore, Japan's post-World War II pacifist constitution has traditionally limited its military capabilities. However, recent reinterpretations of this constitution have allowed Japan more leeway in forming defensive alliances and participating in international security operations. This shift is partly influenced by the increasing threats in the South China Sea, which could potentially embroil Japan in regional conflicts, especially with its ally, the United States, which maintains a significant military presence in the area. Economically, Japan has substantial investments in Southeast Asia, many of which could be jeopardized by instability in the South China Sea. Japanese corporations have extensive business operations, ranging from manufacturing plants to tourism ventures, all of which rely on stable regional conditions. Thus, maintaining peace and stability in the South China Sea is not merely a matter of diplomatic preference for Japan, but a crucial economic imperative. The economic implications for Japan. The economic stakes for Japan in the South China Sea are enormous. As the third largest economy in the world, Japan's trade routes, particularly those passing through these contested waters, are lifelines for its economy. Approximately $5 trillion worth of global trade passes through the South China Sea annually, and a significant portion of this involves Japanese goods and services. Any threat to the security of these sea lanes directly impacts Japan's economic health and its global trade position. The region is also pivotal for Japan's energy strategy. Being a resource-scarce nation, Japan imports nearly 90% of its energy resources, and the South China Sea serves as a critical transit route for these imports. Disruptions due to geopolitical conflicts or piracy could lead to energy shortages and skyrocketing prices, severely impacting the Japanese economy and its industrial output. Moreover, Japan's direct investments across Southeast Asia are intricately tied to the stability of the South China Sea. Japanese companies have poured billions into sectors like electronics, automotive, and infrastructure projects in countries surrounding the South China Sea. These investments not only contribute to regional economies, but also tie Japan's economic health to the peace and stability of the region. As tensions escalate in the South China Sea, Japan's security concerns intensify. The region's importance as a strategic maritime route makes it a focal point for international military activity. Japan, in response to increasing Chinese militarization, has bolstered its naval capabilities and increased its cooperative defense activities with allies, particularly the United States. This military posturing is a clear signal of Japan's commitment to defending its interests and maintaining regional stability. Japan's self-defense forces have also been more active in joint military exercises with other nations concerned about China's actions in the region, such as the Philippines and Vietnam. These exercises are not only about showing a united front, but also about enhancing interoperability and understanding among these nations' forces. Japan's strategy includes using its advanced technology and military assets to support surveillance and monitoring activities, ensuring it has accurate and timely information about developments in the area. The balance of power in the South China Sea is delicate. Japan's increased military presence and alliances are part of a broader strategy to deter unilateral actions that could lead to conflict. However, this military buildup also risks further escalation of tensions, potentially leading to confrontations. Japan thus finds itself in a precarious position, needing to balance its security interests with its long-standing commitment to pacifism and diplomatic resolution of conflicts. The South China Sea dispute has not only regional implications, drawing reactions from many nations and international organizations. Japan has been active in diplomatic circles, pushing for a multilateral approach to resolve the disputes. It has advocated for the rule of law and the peaceful resolution of conflicts through international bodies such as the United Nations and the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, ASEAN. Japan's diplomatic efforts are focused on encouraging dialogue among the claimant nations and promoting cooperation on environmental protection and resource management, areas less contentious than territorial claims. By fostering cooperative ties and economic partnerships, Japan hopes to mitigate tensions and build a more stable regional environment conducive to peaceful dispute resolution. However, these diplomatic efforts face significant challenges. China's assertive policies and reluctance to resolve the disputes through international legal mechanisms pose a substantial barrier to peace. Additionally, the varying capabilities and strategic interests of the smaller claimant nations complicate the effectiveness of multilateral negotiations. Japan, therefore, must navigate these diplomatic waters carefully, balancing its national interests with regional stability and international norms. The future of the South China Sea remains uncertain, with potential consequences far beyond the immediate region. For Japan, the stakes are particularly high, encompassing economic, security, and diplomatic dimensions. How Japan navigates these turbulent waters will be crucial, not only for its own national interests, but also for the broader stability of Asia and global trade routes. If tensions continue to escalate without resolution, the risks include military conflicts, disruptions of international trade, and severe economic repercussions globally. Conversely, a peaceful resolution could lead to enhanced stability and prosperity in the region, benefiting all nations involved, including Japan. This delicate balance underscores the importance of continued international dialogue and cooperation. The resolution of the South China Sea disputes will serve as a litmus test for the effectiveness of international law and multilateralism in resolving complex geopolitical conflicts. Japan's role, though challenging, is vital in shaping a peaceful future for the region. Its actions and strategies will resonate well beyond the immediate context, influencing global maritime security and the international economic landscape.